And welcome. This is Nuke Marine presenting Let's Learn Japanese. I'm sorry, Let's Read Japanese, a course series for the reading of Japanese text alongside its audio counterpart. Today's episode is Shinya Shokudo Season 4, Episode 38, or the 8th episode of the 4th season, which is, if you see it on Netflix, you might see it actually under Shinya Shokudo, Tokyo Monogatari, or Tokyo, or Midnight Diner, Tokyo Stories. Again, depending on which one. So it's like Season 1 of that one. So it's 2 seasons. And those are, again, specifically, these are the episodes that were made for Netflix. These are the season 2 seasons are made for Netflix. So the benefits also is you actually hear the audio. You actually hear the audio descriptions, which is pretty cool. Where so I've been enjoying that. It's yeah. So in audio, if you have a chance, I would definitely recommend it. Don't do it for Terrace House because that's a different experience. Those are just you're just hearing people on the couch talking, and that's annoying. But for most of the other shows, it's quite good. And I've done it for other. I've done it for like Daredevil and some other TV shows. It's kind of cool in that it adds a little documentary feel or hard-boiled graphic or hard-boiled detective feel, depending on the type of show that you're watching. Um, yeah, so it's kind of cool. So I do recommend it. It's an experience. I think it improves more than it takes away. That said, let's get started. So for those of you on YouTube, if you enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment because feedback's always welcome. If you're enjoying this series, you'd like to see more like it, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel because I plan to make more series like this in the future. And this is all part of the Let's Learn Japanese project. So if you appreciate what I'm doing to help the Japanese learning community, and you'd like to support that in some small way, there's a link to the Patreon, or one way you can do that. Finally, there's also links to the website and that Otaku put together and the community Discord. And lastly, if you'd like to hire me on commission, technical assistance advice, usually though it's one-on-one talking, kind of walk you through the steps to set up Anki and some of these other resources for either 1 or 2 sessions. So it's not like a permanent tutoring session, but it's not teaching Japanese, teach you how to set up the system so you teach yourself Japanese. But anyway, for that, the hourly rates and the payments are on the Patreon, but the direct link specifically for that's in the description. Okay, with that said, let's get ready for this next video. In fact, does it say what the video is? Nagaimo, saute. Okay. Really? Okay, potato saute. Sure, why not? That's right, right? Hakusai to butabara no hitori nabe. Yeah, okay. I kind of like that because if you had this in English, it wouldn't even give you a title. So that's why I do like that they're giving the dish, the featured dish, as the title of the episode, which works out quite well. All right, let's get started. Yeah, that's it. Here we go.
白い背景から浮かび上がる赤いロゴ、ネットフリックス。
Netflix。
ネットフリックスオリジナル作品。
オリジナル作品。
新宿の夜景。
新宿の夜景。
大ガードの下をすり抜けていく一台のタクシー。靖国通りを進むと活気づく歌舞伎町の明かりが目の前に広がる。
一日が終わり、人々が家路へと急ぐ頃、俺の一日は始まる。
路地裏の飲み屋街に佇む小さな店、飯屋。開店前、左目に傷跡が残るマスターがサムゲにエプロンを巻き、豚汁の仕込みにかかる。メニューは豚汁定食と酒類だけ。
営業時間は夜12時から朝7時頃まで。人は深夜食堂って言ってるよ。
マスターがのれんを出し、提灯に明かりを灯す。
客が来るかって？それが結構来るんだよ。
柱時計が夜中の12時を打つ。深夜食堂第8話、長芋のソテ
ー。長芋。
やっぱ網だって。いやーでも。
やっぱ雨だって。
まあ、だってそっくりだろ。
うん。 Netting, okay.
見てみろこの口元とかほら。だってそっくりだろ。見てみろこの口元とかほら。
Are they looking at some type of image picture? Let's see.
見てみろこの口元。だってそっくりだろ。
Maybe that's not. Maybe that's a different Ami. Maybe they're not talking about. Let me just look on this. It's like a physical feature, right? I'm not saying.
見てみろこの口元とかほら。しかしさ、まさかアミがこんなこと？
Oh, so maybe they're talking about a person. So okay.
ねえ、マサ。
AV 画像。
Okay.
これどう思います？こいつアミだって言い張るんすよ。
Ami.
覚えてますか、アミ。俺らのバンドのボーカルだった。
Bando. Bokuru. Okay.
俺らのバンドのボーカルだった。前に何度か連れてきたでしょ。
似ている気もするけどこれだけじゃね。
じゃあダウンロードしちゃいますか。いいね。じっくり検討してみますか。そう。
Kurikento.
いいね。じっくり検討してみますか。そうと決まれば俺んちで
飯屋の表、3人組の客が帰っていく。店内。
何なんだよあれ。
アミちゃんって子学生時代からのアイドルなんだよ。
なるほど、それが AV って慌てるわけだ。
AV っていうかさ、新聞に出てたね、おきちゃん。
え、
あ、すげえ大木さ
ルミが客を連れてくる。
どうぞ。
ん。いらっしゃい。
久松印刷の久松。
Okay, I know this story. All right. I didn't see it fully, but I remember this the take on it.
いらっしゃい。
久松印刷の
Isamatsu? Insatsu? Oh.
久松印刷の久松社長と奥様の藤子さん、仕事で本当お世話になってるんです。
どうも。久松でございます。
仕事で本当お世話になってるんです。
どうも久松でございます。ルミさんに面白い店があるとお聞きしましてね、お邪魔させていただきました。
カウンターに座る3人。
熱燗でよろしいですか。
藤子さん。
ええ。
じゃあ私もそれで。
熱燗ね。
こちらは頼めば何でも作ってくれるんですって。
できるもんならね。
藤子さんどうします？
そうね。
あ、社長、長芋のソテーお好きだって言ってましたよね。
ええ、まあしかし。
いいじゃない。いただきましょう。
うん。
マスター、長芋のソテーお願い。
はいよ。
Make sure about that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, it's just but yeah, long potato, but nagaimo.
はいよ。
マスター、長芋のソテーお願い。
はいよ。
かしこまった様子の忠さんと八郎が藤子に会釈する。厨房。熱したフライパンにオリーブオイルと塩を入れ、1センチに輪切りした長芋を並べる。 両面に焼き目がついたら醤油を回し入れ、よく絡ませる。
お待ち。
お待ち。
久松は藤子に長芋を取り分けてから一口食べる。
That sounds good though, right?
いかがですか？
うん。申し訳ないが、うちの家内の方がうまいね。
そうですか。叶いませんか。
ああ、かなわないね。
嘘ですよ。こっちの方がずっと美味しい。私のなんてただバターで炒めただけですもの。
いや、それがうまいんだよ。
この人甘いんですよ、私に。
奥様本当大事にされてるんですね。羨ましい。
大事にしなきゃ罰が当たりますよ。
See, makes it a crime, right? Bachigata, pay for one's sins. Bachigata. 大事にしなきゃ。I like that phrase.
大事にしなきゃ罰が当たりますよ。
大事にしなきゃ罰が当たりますよ。
私がまだ学生だったこの人を見初めてね。まだ学生だったこの人を見初めてね。
見初めて。Okay, 見初める。I assume that's like the first time you see someone. Let me just make sure though. Yeah, it's not that. Damn it. Yeah, yeah, right there. 初めて見る。見初めてね。
まだ学生だったこの人を見初めてね。どうして持ってきてもらったんだ。料理だってできなくて当然。花嫁修行なんてする暇も与えなかったんだからね。
花嫁修行. I assume like studying to be a bride? Let's see. Training for homemaking arts. Okay. 花嫁修行. Yeah, no, that was I think that was on GTO, one of the classes that crazy teacher was trying to do. She wasn't really crazy, but she was kind of like a little overbearing. At least she wasn't a criminal. For GTO, a lot of those teachers are just flat out criminals. Yeah, she was just kind of overbearing. There's a little difference. 花嫁修行.
花嫁修行なんてする暇も与えなかったんだからね。
ね、甘いでしょこの人。
いえ、素敵です。だって新婚ならわかるけど、でももう結婚されて
23年と4ヶ月。
Not bad. So yeah, she does look around. I would say yeah, has a look of a 45-year-old.
恥ずかしそうにうつむく藤子。
いらっしゃい。
大木さん。
That's right. That was the guy's name, the porn star.
記事見たよ。
どうも。ああ、マスター。ビールとポテトサラダ。
Ah, potato salad.
はいよ。
藤
Oh, okay. You can tell by the look on her face. It's like, oh, it's got that oh shit look.
子がハッとして大木を見る。
知っている人も多いと思うけど、エレクト大木さんは数々の伝説を持つカリスマ AV 男優さ。エレクト大木さんは
Yeah, so erecto. Right. Okay, big tree. Okay. Anyways, there. He's got a wonderful name. It's like a perfect porn name. Okay.
は数々の伝説を持つカリスマ AV 男優さ。
大木さん、ユキのミクちゃんに指名されたんすね。大作品のお相手に。大木ちゃんはいいよな。あんな若い子にまでモテモテでさ。
仕事ですから。
いや、仕事でもいっぱい可愛いことなんですよね。いや、今まで何人ぐらい。
さあ、数は。
お待ち。
ああ。1000人超えたところで数えるのをやめたから。
It makes yeah. You kind of lose count after the first 1,000. You know how it is. Yeah. But like if he's been doing this for like 20 years, let's just say he does like let's just say he's able to just do a scene a day. I mean, just the first 3 years, you've already reached 1,000. That's again and again, maybe a scene a day could. There's no telling like how many scenes he has to do or how often he's got to be. I'm assuming he's not working every day, but yeah, it can build up over time. And again, it just stops being sometimes it just stops being enjoyable. It just starts again. It's just work. So yeah, it is. But guys like I can also say like it kind of like it. Let me try to think. I was watching the Chef show, which is Jeff. Was it Favreau? Was it Jon Favreau? It's Jon Favreau who's director of Iron Man. But he was, again, the guy, Chef Roy. They were like, doing various visiting places, like talking about recipes or making dinners and whatnot. And then part of it was talking to Gwyneth Paltrow, and it was like almost like Gwyneth Paltrow didn't realize like what movie she was filming a scene in because they had done quite a few movies for Marvels, and they kind of mix and match. She thought she was doing a scene for Iron Man or maybe the Avengers, but it turned out to be a scene for Spider-Man, for example. But also you can hear it from some actors, like they would say like sometimes they realize like a relative might call, oh, I saw you in a movie last night, and say you don't remember the movie it was in or the scene or the TV show because you might be doing a lot of scenes. You just can't keep track of it all. It just kind of blends together, and just yeah. Anyway, I'm just like look at that like 1,000. It's like it sounds like a lot, but like if you realize like if you're in the porn industry for a long time, it's like, well, yeah, this sounds kind of natural. It is what it is. Um, you know, I'm sure those like he might remember those that he's done multiple scenes with. I assume that would happen. But again, a lot of people usually don't stick around the industry for long. They get it. It's usually they just have a need for some money. Once they get the money, they leave. Or also it could be it's just not the right fit for them, so they leave. Sometimes it's a horrible industry. They realize they don't want to stick around. They should leave because they happen to get involved in the wrong part of the industry. So.
すごいな。それでその全員のことって覚えてるもんなんですか？
But it's like a food critic. It's like, wow, how many dinners have you had? It's like, well, okay, it's a food critic, so he probably had a lot of dinners. Okay.
全員のことって覚えてるもんなんですか？
とてもとても。ただ顔や名前はいちいち覚えてないけど、匂いとかあの時の声とか女性の形とか妙なことを覚えてて、ある瞬間にこのことは以前なんて思い出すことはありますよ。
ごめんなさい。
着物は大丈夫かい？
ええ、本当すみません。
そろそろおいとましましょうか。これでお勘定をしといてください。
送ります。
いや、大丈夫。マスター、ごちそうさま。
ありがとうね。
藤子が申し訳なさそうに頭を下げる。戸を開けてやる久松。ルミが二人を見送る。
もう中さんたちが下品な話始めるから。
下品って俺は大木さんの失礼だろ大木さんに。
すいません。そういう意味じゃ。
いや、いいんですよ。上品なセックスなんて気持ちよくないでしょう。
微笑む大木に赤面しながらもうっとりするルミ。飯屋の表、路地裏を歩いてくる大木。花束の入った紙袋を下げている。店内には先客の忠さんと八郎。
いいなあ、ミクちゃんに花束もらえるなんて。
あげるよ。
いいんですか？いや、僕大好きだったんですよ、ユキのミクちゃん。
はい、お待ち。その子引退してどうすんだい？
パリでデザインの勉強をするってさ。
へえ、大したもんだね。
きっぱりと足を洗って別の道で 幸せになれる子は少ないからね。
I like that. Asho arate. Basic. Yeah, cut one's ties, turn on new leaf goes. Hmm.
きっぱりと足を洗って別の道で幸せになれる子は少ないからね。
So, of course, it's a lot harder now with, again, with internet where and you saw like the insanity. People are going like, you see someone who's trying to discover her identity and they're going through these extremes to try to like identify, hey, is it really this person? And then they're going to shame this person that, they found out like, I don't know. I mean, you got some people act some weird. They got a weird uh, interaction with. It's almost like you'll see it on Reddit where they get the live stream fails, and it seems like maybe some lady who's obviously there because again selling her attractiveness, right? Low cut blouse and whatnot. Fine, that's the that's Twitch, and again, people will sit down and watch it. And then you got these guys that are obviously watching the stream, and then there's a part where maybe inadvertently, not even on purpose, inadvertently maybe flashes either a breast or other or some type of nude flash, not on purpose. So it's obviously tries to cover up and whatnot, and then they want to play, and then say, oh, she should be shut. They immediately want her to be taken off, even though they were watching in the hopes that she does it. It sounds like those assholes that would watch a NASCAR race in the hopes that a crash happens, and then takes joy in the crash. It's like there's something psychotic about that. It's like you got a very unhealthy relationship with whatever it is you're trying to view as entertainment. You need to like maybe review how you want to approach this stuff, and also review on the way you have this negative opinion of people who partake or help create the product that you enjoy watching. It's almost like you watch porn, you have a negative opinion of anyone who would actually make porn. It's like screw you. Calm the fuck. They get it's legit work as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, but here, like I said, they're treating him respectfully, right there. It's a hard business sometimes. There's no pun intended. But you realize like women who might have to participate in that. Unfortunately, there's that stigma attached where if they try to maybe do some type of life outside of that, then that's always going to be brought up, and then they're going to say, it's like, oh, how can we? What if? How would you tell your children? Well, don't tell your children shit. Do you tell your children anything about porn? Why would you tell them anything about that then? Okay, this is. I don't know. It's like those that like talk around cuss words. Like, well, you know what the cuss word is, so you're not really talking around it. You're just substituting.
頑張ってほしいよ。
あれ？
うん、うまい。
あ、これ大木さん。
ミクからの小さな封筒を渡す。
あ、
何かを思い出す大木。
どうかしました？
飯屋の表、路地裏に藤子が立っている。
もう大木さんどうしちゃったんですか？
いや。いらっしゃい。
マスターの手が止まる。戸口に立っている藤子が大木を見つめて頭を下げる。大木も藤子を見つめて立ち上がると頭を下げる。夜の街を歩いてゆく二人。
どういうこと？なんで二人が一緒に？
だから。
Yeah, I'm saying like maybe she shouldn't have come to a public bar, because these fuckers will talk about anything.
思い出してくださいましたか？
いや、気づかなかっただけだよって。
何それ？知り合いだったの？藤子さんと大木さん？
なんじゃないの？
なんで聞かなかったんですか？
聞きましたよね。
まあ人には話したくないこともあるだろう。
So maybe you just maybe not talk about it. Be like Master. Isn't like Master's like all of a sudden telling all the customers about I don't know. Actually, I get the feeling that he really hates when people like discuss the privacy of the other customers. It's like have a little bit of respect. That's the reason why that they don't come here and then all of a sudden let everything they do in the bar be all of a sudden get relayed to everybody else. In a way, but again, but that's kind of how the story reveals. If not for that, we wouldn't be able to see the story. So I get that as well. So it is just the way the story has to unfold.
それってまさかそういうこと？
あ、AV。
Stop.
通
You
り
don't
を
know it.
歩く
It's true,
大
but you
木
don't
と
know it.
藤子。
もう何年前になるのかな。
23年です。
そんな前か。初出演の子にいきなり指名されたんでびっくりしたんだった。結婚はいつ
？23年前。
じゃああの時はもう結婚が決まってたんだ。
ええ、私ウェディングドレスの仮縫いの後に撮影に行ったんです。
仮縫い。洋服をし。仮縫い。
私ウェディングドレスの仮縫いの後に撮影に行ったんです。
え？旦那さんはそのことを？
知りません。私が AV に出たなんて分かったらいくらあの人でも結婚なんてしてませんよ。
確かに政略結婚だっていう人もいるんだよね。
政略。It's like a political marriage, right? Marriage at convenience. 政略結婚。
確かに政略結婚だっていう人もいるんだよね。久松さんが藤子さんとの結婚を条件に
You can just see he's sitting there like, why the fuck are they talking about this? You know, respect people's privacies.
売れかけてたお父さんの会社を助けてやったんだって。
それだ。
And like right now, they're just like creating this entire history, like trying to guess, and they're gonna take it as a reality because yeah.
好きでもない男と結婚させられてやけになって AV 出演。
あるある。
ないない。だって本当に仲がいいんだから。
今は仲が良くっても
ねえ。いろいろ事情があるんじゃないの？
黙り込む4人。公園のベンチ。
父の会社に援助してもらうために自分と結婚したんじゃないかって今でも久松はそう思ってるんじゃないかな。
そうだったな。
そうじゃないとは言い切れないけどそれだけじゃない。私あの人に惹かれていたんです。それだけは間違いないんです。
だとしたらどうして？
私処女だったんです。気づいてました。
隠そうとしてたから。
重たいですよね、処女って。
AV じゃ貴重だよ。
そうじゃなくても貴重だっていう男の人多いじゃないですか。久松なんてまさにそのタイプだなって思って、そしたら急にフェアじゃないなって。うまく言えないけど嫌だったんです。光源氏と紫の上みたいで。光源氏と紫の上みたいで。あの人には他に思い浮かべる人がいるのに 私には誰もいない。
再婚なんですね、久松さん。
ええ、早くに癌で奥さんを亡くして。
だからって AV じゃなくてもよかったでしょう。誰か好きな人いなかったの？
私一目惚れだったんですよ。大木さんのこと雑誌でお見かけして。たった一度で一生忘れられないくらいの経験ができるって思って、大木さんとなら。
まだ持ってますよ。あなたからの手紙。
ハッとする藤子。ホテルの一室。唇を重ねる藤子と大木。
That's not a love hotel. That's more of a private hotel. Okay.
大木は藤子の手からバッグを取り上げるとベッドに連れて行く。ベッドに倒れ込み、再び唇を重ねる二人。藤子の携帯が鳴る。
出なくていいの？
藤子は答えず、大木を抱き寄せる。
出た方がいいよ。
起き上がる藤子。
はい。え？主人が病院は？すぐに行きます。
手紙を見る大木。大木様、ありがとうございました。私にとって
Oh, so that's like a very old love. Okay.
は仕事ではありませんでした。
ラブレターかい？
Actually, let's hear that.
ラブレター。
すぐに行きます。
Hear the narrator say it.
手紙を見る大木。大木様、ありがとうございました。私にとっては仕事ではありませんでした。
ラブレターかい？
Sort of.
お礼状だよ。昔さ、撮影が終わった後届い昔さ、撮影が終わった後届いたんだ。
ええ、令状ね。首相な子もいたもんだ。
首相
な子もいたもんだ。
その子それだけたった一本だけ出演してさ。消えちゃったんだ。
マスター、お酒ちょうだい。
いらっしゃい。
喪服姿のルミ。
誰か亡くなったのかい？
久松社長、大動脈瘤破裂だって。
Infarction? A heart attack? Daidou myoku. Yeah, whatever. Daidou myoku. It's
久松社長、 大動脈瘤破裂だって。
大木の箸が止まる。
一日が終わり、家路へと急ぐ人々。ただ何かやり残したような気がして寄り道したい夜もある。
飯屋の表、路地裏を歩いてくる藤子。立ち止まり久松のことを思う。回想。飯屋から出てきた久松と着物姿の藤子。
覚えているかい？結婚するときに言ったね。これからは藤子を幸せにすることを生きがいにしたいって。藤子を幸せにすることを生きがいにしたいって。
ええ。
今でも同じ気持ちだよ。あなたはまだ綺麗だ。とっても。
微笑む久松。現実に戻る藤子。再び歩き出す。
現実戻り。
カウンターで一人飲んでいる大木。
いらっしゃい。
藤子が来る。
よかった。やっと会えた。あれっきりだったから心配してたんだ。
あれっきり。That time should be at that time. 時最後にして。あれっきり。
あれっきりだったから心配してたんだ。大変だったね、ご主人。
大木さん、お時間いただけませんか？いえ、明日。
トランクルームの入る建物。着物姿の藤子が大木を案内する。
遺品を整理していたら見つけたんです。
鍵を見せるとトランクルームの一室を開ける。
開けてみてください。
扉を開けると積み上げられたビデオが落ちてくる。ビデオを拾い上げる大木。タイトルは「お嬢様の秘密」。若き日の藤子が微笑んでいる。
これ全部。
笑ってうなずく藤子。大木がトランクルームいっぱいのアダルトビデオに唖然とする。飯屋。カウンターで熱燗を飲む大木。
もうお会いできません。いつもあの人に見られてる気がしてって。藤子さんに言われたそうだ。
熱燗もう一本。
悪いね。もう3本出しちゃった。はい、お待ち。
長芋のソテーを出す。マスターが久松を思い出す。
申し訳ないが、うちの家内の方がうまいね。
この人私に甘いんです。
え？
藤子さんがね、そう言ってたんだよ、ご主人のこと。
奥に入るマスター。
いた！
いつかの3人組が駆け込んでくる。
Don't do this.
エレクト大木さんですよね。これ最近共演しましたよね、この人。
AV の DVD を出す。
この人ですよね。俺らの同級生なんですよ。本名とか聞いてませんかね。
Oh.
アミって言うんですけど、アミ
スマホで写真を見せる。
同一人物ですよね。
By the way, this is just an asshole thing to do, no matter what. But
だったら、
だったら、
あなた方の友達だったらどうするんですか？
顔を見合わせる3人。
ちっちゃいな。お前らちっちゃいんだよ。
おまけコーナー、長芋のソテー。
オリーブオイルに塩を1つまみ、輪切りにした長芋を
輪切り Okay.
輪切りにした長芋をフライパンで炒め焼きにして最後に醤油をさっとかけます。焼き目も味のうち、こんがりいい色に焼いてくださいね。
はい。
こんがりいい色に焼いてくださいね。
はい、お待ち。
さあ、どうぞ。精がつきますよ。
久松と大木。
お先にどうぞ。
いや、とんでもない。お先にどうぞ。
いいお先にどうぞ。
いや、どうぞどうぞ。お先に。いやいや、どうぞ。
藤子が手を伸ばす。美味しそうに長芋を食べる藤子。
おやすみなさい。おやす。
Okay. I thought that was actually a very nice story. And because again, you saw the previous story with Oki-san. Again, it was really sad about his mother, and then you see this one where he's a performer. He's been long term. He's apparently people like him. As far as for both his fans and also apparently the people that work with him as well. So there's that. He saw a situation like this where he does again kind of actually even remembers her, and even though it's been like 23 years, and part of it was of course the letter that it's like kind of made the memory of her stand out. And then you have the husband where he knew about it and he was just part of it. And I think he did it maybe to save her, not to save himself shame, because he didn't care about that part. But it's like, but again, again, this is like society where the fact that she did a video like that, that would be the only thing they would associate her with, no matter how good of no matter what else she's done, it's been that. He kind of saw that both in, the way people were like trying to like create this history or as a story about, how come she knows, this porn actor, and or how they made up this history of her before even not even knowing it. They were just thinking and presuming it and whatnot. And then of course you also have those three sort of jerks that were trying to like, oh wow, hey, is this person we know was in an adult film? It's like, well, yeah, maybe, but again, lots of people do porn. Some don't. Some do it for a short time. Some do it for a long time. What does it matter? It doesn't. Also, it's like, I like that. It's like, okay, if it is her, what are you gonna do? Why? What do you do with that information? Like it's gonna say like, oh, this is part of a band that, when they went, they're part of the band group or something. It's like, yeah. But yeah, I thought that was but it was like a really cool, just the fact that you couldn't do it today. I mean, this would be freaking impossible. Once it's on the internet, it's basically assume it's there forever. But at the time, I guess you could do it where essentially he was going and buying up anytime he saw the videos, he would just go and buy it up, and just basically make it to where, because again, it's like there's so much, most people always want new videos. So once it's bought, unless it's like this big sale, but again, I don't know how he accomplished it, if he could even pull it off, but somehow he's able to gather up all the existing videos as far as he can find to where it just reduce the chance of it being known that she did this video. And yeah, then it leaves that because sometimes there's also like a security through obscurity. There may be again a video out there. In fact, there is. There is the videos of her probably still out there. But one, it's on a videotape, so that means the idea of getting it from videotape onto a digital format now is like probably not going to happen unless it's because that's a time-consuming process. So there's that type of protection, and it's just an older video, 23 years ago. Like again, in that interim, again, he's again, like think about it. He stopped counting after 1,000. That's just one guy of all the films he's just done. You imagine like multiply that by the the thousands or so that are of the porn actors that are that do it either for a single scene or multiple scenes or multiple movies. I just like it's kind of cool when you think about that, what makes this story just kind of interesting. And yeah, you just couldn't in 40 years this story couldn't happen again because the idea of someone trying to somehow make something disappear from the internet is just um, insane. So you just hope through the obscurity of things is the reason why no one knows that you had maybe did a pornographic scene or anything. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was, and I'm sure some people, I didn't look at it like it's kind of weird because obviously she was about to have a affair, cheat on her husband. But in a way, I don't know. I didn't see it as a negative in that it was with someone that maybe the only other person she's ever had sex with, maybe the first person she's ever had sex with, and then after that, never with anyone else but her husband. I I don't know. I mean, it's and then of course got the call, found out the husband knew and probably showed that he loved her and cared more about her than she realized. Maybe lied to a stranger about how no her food tastes better than the master, even though the master's most likely tasted better. He's never gonna say that. He's gonna sound sincere when he says it. By the way, that again it tastes better at home. And then the yeah, it didn't even occur to me like some people might see that and like look at her as like may have negative opinion of her and also Oki, that again they were going to be having an affair, on a what seems to be a very nice behind the back of a very nice gentleman. But to me it's like again I don't associate marriage with sex, so it's like I don't think if it's yeah it shouldn't be the thing if it's the thing that can destroy marriage. It means that yeah, there's it's kind of like if you try not to define marriage around sex, and it looks like the husband didn't. Again, there was more to her. He looked at her as the whole thing, warts and all. And actually did more to help protect her than even she realized. And like I say, I mean, very good. And maybe she realized that. Maybe she felt a little guilt about that the time when she felt like she was going to, right before he died, like actually, cheat on him. And she didn't want to. She felt guilt over that situation. So that's why, hey, she doesn't want to see. She felt sorry. Just can't see him again. Makes sense. Yeah, it was a sad. It's kind of like a sad episode, but interesting. And it won't. I mean, it's not an episode. It can kind of bring you to tears when you realize like what the husband did, what he knew. He didn't care. He would try to protect her from what it would affect society. Because maybe he wouldn't even care if society learned, but he know that she would care. So he took steps to protect her for it's not, in the only way he could. You know. I don't know why he didn't have those things destroyed slowly over time. That's who knows. Maybe it was just kind of just comes just the idea of what it would take like to finally somehow look and find all those, just to slowly collect them, and then hope that through his actions he's not making her seem more popular than she is. Like no one's, but most likely when he buys it up, but no one's asking for it. He just has to quietly buy it up over all the various places um, around Tokyo. Then, again, they just get replaced. Like there's no demand for it, as in people asking for it. It just happened to be, oh, this is the one available but everyone's just going to go in and buy a video, and it just slowly get replaced. and then people forgot that this one video was made, and it was never any more made because there was never like a verbal demand for more videos like that, or for more videos of that. I don't know. I'm probably talking way too much about this. It was, I mean, everything I'm saying is pretty obvious from when you watch when you watch the episode. And I guess my reaction was, it was when I realized it's like I didn't have the negative reaction. I guess you should have, you know, that when she was having the basically about to have the affair. It just it seemed like it wasn't meant like she wanted to leave her husband, just like maybe she wanted to re-experience something she hadn't experienced in 23 years. You know, it's it's not a fair. It's, I mean, I don't know. It's like it's hard to see that as a negative. Like she's not meaning any harm to the husband. Just trying to recap, kind of maybe have a memory again. I don't know. Because you also see some things where, yeah, there's some scumbags, you know. Like in the first season, yeah, you saw, or was it the second? But yeah, there were some scumbags where, yeah, he's a scumbag, or she's a scumbag for what they're doing. I just didn't feel it. It didn't seem like scumbaggery. uh, no, but again, it could also be because I already saw the episode. I didn't watch it fully. I was just kind of like, but once the scene played, it was obvious. You didn't even have to, even without knowing Japanese, you can kind of tell just from the story. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, got it. And then at the end, when you see all the video cassettes, you realize what's happening. Even if you're not following along with the stories, just the visuals make it obvious what went down. And because of that, maybe that's why, again, I'm reacting mainly to, I have more of a negative opinion on the people who are trying to essentially, you know, make rumors about, trying to discuss rumors about what had happened, or asking, or those three assholes that want to like, hey, is this girl really in this porno? You know? um, yeah, but yeah. That anyway. Let me just stop it there. Jesus Christ, I'm talking way too much. All right, so that's the again, it was a good video, and yeah, actually, the videos this season, the episodes this season have been pretty good. Nothing super sad yet. So there's that. Like again, the first season, one episode made me cry. Second season, the episode made me cry. Third one, I think there was one. Yeah, you kind of, yeah, not as bad, but it still kind of can make you cry. And definitely and then, but the movies, nothing really set me off. But yeah, this season so far, nothing has set me off as far as, you know, crying. But um, most of them been happy, cheerful. This one, more drama, same as the previous episode. Previous episode made me upset. This one kind of had a sad. I mean, once you show what, you know, again, you realize what type of husband he is. You can feel sad because again, this is a person who now is no longer in the world, and you know, feel sad that this is a good person who is now no longer a part of the world. You can feel sad about that because you learned a little bit more about how good of a person he was, what the type of person he was. Um, yeah, and yeah, so that's, I can see that. Now again, I don't know if a story, I can't imagine something like the previous story can make upset because stuff like that happens. Something like this, I doubt it. You're gonna have happen very often. I mean, it's a very unique set of situations for something like this to come about. If anything like this was real, so yeah, this sounds like it was made up solely for drama, for the drama, but or the manga. Okay. Anyway, with that, let's for those of you on Twitch, I'll be continuing on, but those on YouTube, this is the end of the video. So see you back tomorrow. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, talk about my cringeworthy discussion of the episode. Sure. If you enjoy the series, like to see more, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support the Let's Learn Japanese project, one of the ways is through the Patreon, the link below, as well as to the website and the community Discord. Then also there's a link if you'd like to hire me on commission or mainly one-on-one discussion to help, not tutoring, but like basically help you walk through setting up Anki and other resources to learn Japanese. Then there's a direct link to that for the Patreon for the hourly rates and the payments as well. Okay, with that said, we've got 2 more episodes for this, and then we're done with season 4. And then one more season after that, we're done with the entire series. And be moving on into Terrace House, Boys and Girls Next Door. That particular series. There's 8 seasons. So just like this one, I'm going to be, in between each season, I'm going to be taking actually 2 different TV shows that are 2 seasons each and actually kind of spreading it out throughout this, throughout the Terrace House episodes as well. See how that works out. I think it should. I get a feeling it can work out quite well. Yeah. And beyond that, thank you all very much. So for those of you on YouTube, see you tomorrow. And those of you on Twitch, I'll be doing a little bit after this is over. So, all right, later, guys.